Amazon pressed to pull so-called anti-Semitic film in wake of Kyrie Irving scandal. Yeah, these people are people that's pushing this stuff are not intelligent because they never heard of the Streisand effect. If they would have just ignored the whole Kyrie Irving thing in the first place, this movie wouldn't have been ran up the charts to become a bestseller. But they have to push their agenda, so they have to come out and ban and censor anyone that has anything to say differently from their ideological beliefs. But before we get started, go ahead, hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Now, when you hit that alarm bell, you can change it from personal to all. That way, you get all the notifications for when I'm putting out stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon where I talk about things I can't talk about here. And there's also a link to my Instagram where I put out even more news to keep you informed. All right, let's talk about this news. Amazon is under pressure to stop selling their so-called anti-Semitic film that has become a certified bestseller on a retail website since basketball star Kyrie Irving promoted it on social media. And I'm gonna add, not only promoted it, when they went after Kyrie Irving, that's when the film actually started to boom because people was like, "Hey, why are we not allowed to see this film? Let me see what this film is really about." I personally haven't seen it yet. A lot of the stuff that they talk about in the film, supposedly that is about a lot about the Black Israelites, and I've read and I've heard a bunch of those point of views. Some of them are valid, but I'm definitely gonna check out the film within the next couple of days or so. If you can't get it on Amazon, if they do happen to censor it on Amazon, it is on BitChute. So I would definitely tell you to check it out and come to your own conclusions. Um, but sales of the film Hebrews to Negroes Wake Up Black America skyrocketed on Amazon after Irving promoted it. The film labels the Holocaust one of, quote, five major falsehoods and promotes the view that white people of the Jewish faith are not the real Jews. And I've seen a lot of evidence to show that they are not really the real Jews. Even it's not just black people that believe this. I've heard a lot of different people, a lot of different scholars talk about this, how they were called the Khazars or the Anunnaki, or the I can't pronounce the other term that they call the so-called imposter Jews, or what some people believe they are. Amazon's decision to cash in on the film popularity is fueling calls from an anti-Semitism watchdog for the retail giant to pull the documentary, according to a letter sent on Sunday to Amazon and obtained by the Washington Free Beacon. Quote, "It is imperative we learn the lessons from history. Accordingly urge you to immediately remove Hebrews to Negroes Wake Up Black America from your platform." The International Legal Forum, ILF, a pro-Israel advocacy group composed of international lawyers, wrote to Amazon executive Jeff Bezos and the company CEO Andy Jassy, quote, "With anti-Semitism exploding to record levels across the United States, including violence against Jews, there can be zero tolerance for the promulgation of such hatred, incitement, and anti-Semitism." Now, let me stop here for a minute. First, they're talking about an explosion of Jews being attacked or something like that. I haven't seen any evidence of this whatsoever. Hate, incitement. What are they talking about? None of this stuff is actually happening. These people drum up these talking points and drum up this stuff because they don't want you to actually look at what's really going on. A lot of the points that's been made by Kanye West and Kyrie Irving are true. What is wrong with saying that the majority of the people that run the banks, the majority of the people that run these major companies happen to be Jewish? That's a truth. Okay, what does that mean? They're not saying that it means anything. They're just pointing out that a lot of the control and a lot of power comes from people that happen to be part of this religious group. And a lot of people that consider themselves Jews, they're not really religious when it comes to the actual Old Testament stuff. They really don't believe in a bunch of that stuff. Most of them are just, born into it. But the film's newfound popularity, the group warns, could contribute to a rising tide of anti-Semitic violence across America. See, I mean, but no evidence of this happening whatsoever. See, this is the thing. As a conservative, I believe in law and order. I don't think anyone should be attacked. It doesn't matter your religious beliefs, your political affiliation, your ideology, your gender, sexual preference, none of that stuff. I believe in law and order. So if you believe in that, it really doesn't matter what film you put out. People are allowed to put out and watch and view things whatever they want to view. Even I mean, even if you have a different political belief from me, even if you have a racist movie and you would have put out a racist movie towards black people, I feel you have a right to put that out. If it's on Amazon, so be it. Just know that I'm gonna have a counter argument to that. As a matter of fact, I welcome that so we can have the dialogue and talk about some of the idiotic things that one person might believe, but they don't believe in that. They don't believe that you have freedom of speech. They don't believe that you should even watch counter arguments or counter ideas. And you see this from the left. You see a lot of this from the left. The film, quote, is no different to the notorious anti-Semitic conspiracy manual, The Protocols of Elders of Zion, just adapted for modern consumption and made even more toxic by virtue of social media glorification, the ILF wrote. The ILF is sending out similar letters to the film's other major distributors, including Apple, Spotify, Walmart, and Barnes & Noble. The organization says it wants to make sure the movie does not see the light of day. And this just proves the point that people like Kyrie Irving and people like Ye been saying. They don't they it's about power, it's about control. They want to control the narrative. They don't want any outside ideas, even if it's not anything bad. They're not telling people to go out and harm people. They're just giving their point of view, some alternate histories that they believe in. What's wrong with that? But Irvin, a member of the Brooklyn Nets, sparked a scandal last week with his promotion of the movie and prompted the Nets to suspend him after he refused to apologize for mainstreaming so-called mainstreaming anti-Semitism. And that's the thing right there. They are proving Ye's point by doing this. I mean, they're trying to take this man money, his livelihood. Like, hey, you got to go for re-education. You got to go to these museums. You got to talk to these people and all this stuff, all because he's having so-called wrong think, because he having his own ideas that just happen to be different from the mainstream. And so they want to censor this guy and they want to take away his money. But the Irving scandal also dealt a blow to one of the United States' most vulnerable Jewish community organizations, the Anti-Defamation League. The organization said it had helped educate Irving on the harm his rhetoric caused, but was forced to walk that back after the ball player doubled down on his promotion of the film and its so-called anti-Semitic content. The ADL also was forced to reject a $1 million donation from Irving and the Nets that was supposed to help the group combat hate. I mean, for real, the Anti-Defamation League, they're just a political leftist organization. That's all they are. They're another group that goes and try to censor people. And I think the ADL is actually racist. They can't stand black people. But that's a whole nother thing. Maybe I'll do a whole video on how racist the Anti-Defamation League really is. But the film not only denies the Holocaust, but also claims Jewish people falsified the historical record about it in order to quote, conceal their nature and protect their status and power. And I've seen a lot of, I've been heard, this is not new stuff to black people. We've been hearing this for years. We looked at some of this history before. So this film is just basically putting in what we already, black people like myself been studying for years. It also claims that white people cannot be authentic Jews, a belief that inspired the deadly 2019 shooting at a kosher supermarket in New Jersey. Again, I don't really think that just someone's idea can make them do something heinous like that. The film also, quote, gives voice to and amplifies a host of other common and long-standing anti-Semitic tropes and conspiracy theories about Jewish power, greed, control, according to the ILF. I mean, when it comes to, I don't know, I can't speak to a person's greed, but I can speak to their power and their control. Just look at it. This is proof right here of their power and control. They literally took away a man's ability to earn because they didn't like what he tweeted out. What he just tweeted out. He just took a picture and tweeted it out of a documentary, and they went and tried to take this man's livelihood. That's power. That's control. So again, you're proving some of these so-called tropes correct. While free speech remains a cornerstone of American public life, quote, they go on to say, words also have consequences that inspire real life action, violence, and acts of racial hatred, the group wrote, adding that it, quote, calls for the immediate removal of the film and book from distribution. Irving's social media glorification, it goes on to say, of the work is turning into a modern day protocols of Zion, a notoriously anti Semitic tone revered by Jew haters globally. They go on to say, there is precedent for Amazon removing such content. Earlier this year, the company pulled dozens of Nazi propaganda films and other anti-Semitic movies from its streaming platform. Prior to that, Amazon was, quote, the world's largest purveyor of original Nazi propaganda films, according to a watchdog group that provided the Free Beacon with information about the film in January. Again, I don't care about any of that stuff. Most people don't, you know. And if you want to put out this film, come with counter arguments. You know, just that's all you have to do. Start a dialogue with some of these racist people. I got no problem with talking to these racist idiots that I be talking to online, and I love proving these idiots wrong. So who cares? But quote, they go on to say, quote, it's extremely disappointing that Amazon is yet to issue any official response for a company that prides itself on being a responsible corporate citizen, committed to prohibiting hateful conduct on its platform. They are seemingly instead content to profiteer from Holocaust distortion and a Jew hatred. ILF CEO Arsen Ostrowski told the Free Beacon. Amazon still haven't said anything about this. Hopefully they won't pull it down. Come with counter arguments. I mean, do like us podcasters do. Have like a viewing and then just point out the points that you believe is incorrect in the film or something like that. Instead of just outright censoring stuff like that, how about you come with a counter argument to some of what they say? I think a lot of it they don't really have counter arguments too. That's why they want to go out straight out and censor a lot of what they are saying in this film. Again, I haven't seen the film yet, so I really don't know. I did watch like probably about 5 minutes of it just to see if it was the correct movie that they had on BitChute. But I will watch the movie sometime this week and then give my thoughts on it. Maybe I'll do a video on my thoughts of the video and let you know. But a lot of people that's coming out the woodworks like Shaquille O'Neal and Charles Barkley and LeBron James haven't even seen the film. They're going off of what someone else said, what some white man said, what some ADL person said about the film, instead of going and then just straight attacking Kyrie, instead of looking at it for themselves and coming to their own conclusions, or just maybe not even talking about it all together because you don't know what's really going on. Instead, they're attacking Kyrie for his beliefs. But let me know what you think. Leave comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe. And check out democrapublics.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.